It's the 10 to 1 podcast with your host, Brad Ullman, featuring Ben Conowitz and Nate Laux. And here's the podcast.
Hi, guys. How are you?
We're boarding a yacht, evidently. That sounded very, very aristocratic.
When's the last time you boarded a yacht and someone announced your presence?
He's got more money than us. So
never, honestly, never, ever. I got on a dinghy once. Hey!
You got out your dinghy once.
Lady, there's a whale on your boat.
David Spade, everybody.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
This is the Saturday Night Live podcast. We like to recap and review new episodes of Saturday Night Live. We've been doing it for a little while now. And we are back with a new episode. This is hosted by Travis Kelce. He is the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. He recently won the Super Bowl after defeating his brother, who was a Philadelphia Eagle. But it sounds like Jason Kelce also got a little bit of a consolation prize by being able to appear with his brother on Saturday Night Live with musical guest Kelsey Ballerini, who I have been told is some kind of country music ballerina. And so here we are. We have a whole new episode of Saturday Night Live. It's the middle one for a back-to-back run of 3, following the dismal Woody Harrelson episode.
Still disappointed about that.
And I'm going to go out on a limb early here and say that we did not improve very much this week.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
You guys
are wrong.
No, you guys are
You
full.
need to rewatch it.
No, I don't need to rewatch anything because I don't have time to sit and just watch this lumberjack mannequin try to make talk.
I think you decided you didn't like Travis Kelce before he came on the show.
You did.
And everything he said and did, you didn't like because you don't like
I don't
him.
like Travis Kelce as a person because I think he's loud and he sounds just like the every cliche of a douchebag you can imagine. Ben
is right here.
I wanted him to be good because I want SNL to be good. I found myself disappointed over and over and over again.
I think the consensus opinion would be disagreeing with
There
you.
were 2 sketches that I thought he was good in, and I think there's a good reason for that, but we will get into it as we break down the show. Nate, let's kick it off.
No, I want to push back against that because
You can't. Just wait until we get into the show.
No, you don't get to give your opinion.
I'm the host!
You don't get to give your opinion, and they go, oh, yeah, and now later on, you guys get to talk.
The 10 to 1 podcast is over!
Here's why this episode sucks. And you know what, Nate and Ben, you calm down. You'll have your minute.
Hey guys,
yeah, you'll get your time later.
Here's a question for you. There's only one other active athlete, professional athlete, that has hosted SNL. Who is it? Active.
It's Peyton Manning, right?
No, active, Brad.
Yeah, seriously, you cannot take your opinion seriously.
But
Peyton Manning's been retired for 16 years.
But when Peyton Manning hosted, wasn't it also like this, where it was after the Super Bowl?
Okay, no, you forget. Okay, we're gonna.
Ben,
did I misunderstand the question?
Yeah, active means they're still playing the sport now.
But I thought he was talking about
like now.
I thought he was talking about when they hosted.
No, like he's saying
there are 2 former hosts that are still active. Travis
now.
Kelce being one of
and
them,
and LeBron James being the other.
Thank you. Yep.
Michael Jordan. Hulk Hogan,
Mr. T.
Yeah,
you know what? It was.
I think you know what I don't.
Paul Simon,
Frank Tarkington.
Fran
Tarkington.
I think Brad didn't like that Andrew Smooks wasn't in this episode.
That's probably it.
I mean, that was a bit of a bummer, but
so he decided he was
in the cut for time.
I'm be honest, I didn't even realize that until you said it right now. So
Melly Carney wasn't either.
Yeah, and they were not in the cut for time though.
No, they had the week off. All right, let's move on. We'll get to the way we run this podcast is
we just disagree with Brad immediately.
I'll read this sketch, who wrote it, and a little bit about it, and then we'll talk about each one. We'd like to hear your feedback, what you liked about the episode. Please do comment in our posts on Facebook and Twitter and things like that, because, again, it means a lot to us. And this is for us creating a community around Saturday Night Live, because not all of our friends, not all the people we know love Saturday Night Live, and we've been able to meet some of you out and about, and we really love it. So,
yeah, and we value your opinions, unless you agree with Brad that this show is bad.
You're the worst. All right. Yeah. Cold Open, Fox and Friends, Dominion lawsuit written by Allison Gates, Streeter Seidel, Ken Sublett, and Brian Tucker. The hosts of Fox and Friends, played by Mikey Day, Heidi Gardner, and Bowen Yang, discussed the news that Fox News is being sued for lying to viewers about the 2020 election, which is true. It also features James Austin Johnson as Mike Lindell and Kenan Thompson as O.J. Simpson. The thing... We typically don't love cold opens here.
Well, not all cold opens.
Nope. We typically
I
don't,
just
though.
hate as a blanket
We
statement.
typically have not. That has not been our favorite part of the show.
Especially in recent years, because
This season, not been great.
Politically.
yeah, and unfortunately they leaned back into doing the Fox News pundit morning show thing kind of thing.
It's a recipe that we all know.
I didn't hate this one, though.
The one I did appreciate is I did love James Austin Johnson doing a very good Mike
Yeah.
Lindell.
I didn't mind the Lindell stuff. I didn't mind the
Philomena, which made me laugh.
that was funny. The O.J. Simpson thing was a funny touch at the end too.
Yep.
Bowen Yang as Brian Kilmeade is a great character.
Yeah, I don't know what Brian Kilmeade sounds like because I don't watch it like you do. But like, is it?
I'm not really liking it.
Really?
No, I don't. It doesn't
And I
work.
love Bowen Yang, but it doesn't work.
It
for me.
doesn't, it
I
doesn't work
think it's
for me.
funny. I think it's funny.
It doesn't work for me because like he's not really doing much of a character in the way that Bobby Moynihan used to do Brian Kilmeade.
Sure.
And so like it's just part of me feels like the gag is like, oh, we're gonna have an Asian actor play Brian Kilmeade because who the fuck cares?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think that's what it is. I think that he just doesn't do it. Play him dumb like Bobby Moynihan.
I don't even want him to play him dumb though. I just want him to do something that is distinct.
And I just don't know if there's a lot of other actors in here right now, cast members that could do.
Yeah,
Brian Kilmeade.
exactly. And Bowen Yang's not doing anything special for me with this character.
No.
But also, I just don't like this iteration of Fox and Friends. Anyway.
Heidi Gardner's great. I think she made me laugh a couple times in some of her things where, you know,
confusing McDonough with whatever.
Yep,
The murder
yep,
thing. That was good.
the case is wide open now, kind of thing.
I didn't.
so-
Again, of all the ones we've seen, there have been
Recently.
some really bad ones, and this was fine. It just wasn't great, but it definitely wasn't bad.
It was bad.
All right, moving on.
Wasn't bad.
Monologue by Travis Kelce, written by Mike DeCenzo and Jake Norwin, hosting for the first time the 2023 Super Bowl champion for Kansas City Chiefs. Travis Kelce talks about playing against his brother in the Super Bowl and his old reality dating show, Catching Kelce. You know, I know you don't like Travis Kelce, Brad, but I actually started to kind of feel a little bit like he's clearly a bro. He is. But there was a part of him in this monologue that made me laugh. Obviously, he gets sentimental at the end, but to make fun of his go, and to make more, yeah, and to make fun of his reality TV show, to make fun of all these kind of things. His brother cracked me up.
Yeah.
It was a great addition, not only in the monologue but in the sketches as well.
Yeah, guess what? I wish his brother hosted the show instead. Jason Kelce seems like a real good time, and I would have loved to have seen him host the show.
Real good time.
Yeah, seriously, I would have loved to have seen him host the show.
You just don't like Travis Kelce.
Who hurt you?
Yeah, he seems to
Who
be
hurt you?
a nice enough person.
I'm an Eagles fan.
He paints his EAGLES. Yeah, that's Brad every Sunday.
He just lifted up his shirt and actually has a tattoo.
Yep. I've been keeping it secret from you guys.
You are a dirty bird.
I fly to every Phillies game.
Phillies?
I go to
Every Phillies game.
Phillies and Eagles.
Oh,
They have several professional sports teams that I like to support.
clearly, and you know a lot about them both.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Annie Hoozle. Yeah, so I like the monologue enough. I mean, I cut athletes or anybody that's not an actor a lot of slack when they host the show. I like that they're outside the comfort zone. I was not expecting this to be like, wow, what a prolific actor. That's not, to me, that's part of the fun is really watching him try. I mean, these are guys that are just doing something completely outside of their comfort
Just
zone
have
and trying.
fun with
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a lot of fun to watch him flail and try and struggle to read.
Jesus Christ.
No,
What
no.
hurt you?
Here's the thing. I have had fun with athletes hosting the show before, especially if they're not particularly great at acting, because sometimes it's fun to see them step into a character that they're not particularly good at, put on voices they're not particularly good at, that kind of thing. But it wasn't even fun to watch him fail. It was this weird middle ground where he was talking at the same volume the entire time, almost shouting like he was shouting on a football field, and not even particularly doing anything interesting. Like, if he was trying and failing, I would have respected that.
He was trying.
But he was never, ever... There was only one time he ever put on an actual character voice, and it wasn't even, like, bad enough to be funny in that way. And it was that was one of the things that was most frustrating to me, is that it wasn't even fun to watch him try to be funny.
I disagree.
It was so bland to me.
I agree with Ben here. So moving on, American Girl Cafe. a sketch I did like. So this is what I'm saying.
I really like this.
I thought he surprised me in this sketch because he was a lot funnier than I thought he would
Yes.
be. Written by Mikey Day and Streeter Seidel. It stars a man played by Travis Kelce and his dolls enjoy lunch at American Girl Cafe. It also features Mikey Day as the waiter, Heidi Gardner as the manager, and Sarah Sherman and Kenan Thompson as the customers. When Travis moves the dolls' heads
Yes.
and makes their arms wave, how did you not laugh at that? That was hilarious.
He really didn't like this.
That part is funny. The funny parts of the sketch come from the premise and the writing itself. To me, Travis Kelce's not bringing anything to this sketch. He's barely reading the lines off of the cue cards. He's saying them with no real inflection whatsoever. The least he could have done was like try to at least have a voice that sounded like he was pretending to be a fancy person in this thing.
I felt like he was trying to be
But
fancy.
see, that's the thing. Like, when
I-
the only list I'm going to be on is world's hungriest customer.
Yeah,
like, he
no,
was trying.
but the thing though, for me, like it's not enough. There's so much more you can do with it. I don't care if you're an actor or not. You know how to play up being fancy. The funniest thing about this is seeing him in the suit. It's a sight gag. That's it. He brings nothing else to the table as far as the comedy is concerned. The only funny things come from the actual lines that are funny themselves, and he almost ruins them.
I disagree. I thought
You guys are sports bros. You guys like, I love seeing my quarterbacks and my tight ends come in and they do
I
some
just
funny.
feel like
I don't
it's an
inherently.
incredibly hard thing to try to attempt, and he did his best. And what do you expect?
And I don't-
from a guy
I
like
don't need anybody to waste my time trying their best on Saturday Night Live, okay?
that? That's what it's what the show's supposed to be, putting people that don't do sketch comedy in sketch
Sure, but
comedy.
guess what? Charles Barkley doesn't do sketch comedy, and he fucking cracks me up when he hosts Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, but you like basketball.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
You do.
I feel like I do. Like, yeah, but I don't
You like Charles Barkley. You like that era
and
of
Peyton
basketball.
Manning. Peyton Manning.
Okay, but Peyton Manning's like an all-timer for me. He is so good.
Peyton Manning is basically a comedian and an actor. Like he has that skill
Listen
set.
to his Sunday night with his brother. It's just literally
he's really
so
funny, naturally funny.
So you like this one? Ben.
I love this sketch. I really did. And I don't care if it's a sight gag. Putting him in a fancy pink suit, having him wave the arms, having him.
But anybody could have done that, and he did it worse than anybody else.
No,
because he's this huge hulk of a man that looks like that. That's half the joke is the sight gag, and he is an enormous person.
And you see this enormous person take
So
the,
then have
the head of a
Detlef,
doll.
have Detlef Schrempf come in and do it then, and we'll laugh just as much.
Your
At least
90s
Detlef
basketball-
Schrempf acted on Parks and Recreation. It
your
will be moderately funny.
90s basketball references are really losing the crowd here, buddy. He gets up and puts the doll next to Keaton, and you bring a snack like that in here, or a stud like that in here. It was funny.
George
It was
Mureșan
funny.
is funnier in My Giant.
Oh my God.
It's actually because he's Romanian. It's Gheorghe Mureșan, but whatever.
We'll let it go.
No one ever called him that.
The Romanians did. All right.
You're only saying that because you have a Romanian wife.
Yeah, he knows.
And your wife probably walks around being like, "Oh my gosh, we love Gheorghe Mureșan."
That's her grandpa's name, actually, as well as Gheorghe.
Oh, so that's why. That's why.
Her grandfather's name is Gheorghe Mureșan?
No.
Oh my God, we learned.
Your grandfather is Gheorghe Mureșan.
Yeah.
Is that why you're so tall?
Yeah. No, her grandfather.
That would be weird. Yeah.
All right. Please Don't Destroy. Self-Defense. Written by Martin Hurley, John Higgins, and Ben Marshall. 3 guys attend a self-defense class that doesn't go quite as expected. Did you like this or not, Brad?
I like this one. This is one of the 2 sketches.
Because it didn't have Travis. Oh, it did have
It
Travis.
does have Travis,
Yeah.
but in limited amounts.
And he's doing nothing except shouting his lines and not doing any character
And
work.
Please Don't Destroy was hilarious. This was easily the best sketch of the night. Whoever the old woman is they got for this sketch was hilarious. The way that she reacted and turned on a dime and she was
The Russian roulette bit is escalation done very well.
yeah, perfect. And
They're so skilled at escalation, though. I mean, there's never a problem.
And what you see here, and I think that this is where I was frustrated because you see that there is potential in Travis Kelce to do something that works. He's significantly better in pre-recorded sketches because they're able to do multiple takes. He's able to He's able to get some direction from
everyone is.
No. That's the thing though. Like the cast of Saturday Night Live is always good on SNL for the most part in live sketches as well as pre-recorded stuff. But for Travis Kelce, he needs that extra time to be able to do it so that he gets some direction.
Well, no shit, but that's the whole part. It's the whole point of the show.
But that's the thing, though.
To do it live, and it's terrifying and exhilarating.
But you can do it live. You can do it that live, too.
No, clearly, a lot of people can't.
Yeah.
And so you see a guy trying. And
that's what's frustrating. He's not.
Here's the thing: is I thought I expected him not to be able to do it live, and he surprised me. He was better live than I expected him to be.
Did you expect like a dumpster truck to show up?
Well, we've had some pretty terrible episodes, right?
was
After
better
the Woody
And
Harrelson.
here's another one.
Wait. Which one did you like?
Here's another one.
No, did you like this one better or the Woody Harrelson one better?
I like the Woody Harrelson episode better
You're
as a
nuts.
whole.
You are
as a whole.
nuts. You are
As
nuts.
a whole.
Wow.
You are drunk
As
on
a
power.
whole.
You are drunk on power.
The
This is
Cologuard
terrible.
sketch is better than any live sketch in this entire episode.
The Cologuard sketch is a great sketch, but that doesn't mean that the whole, like the sum of the parts, there were
The
good sketches in
the
here.
two guys talking at the world's most beautiful gym is funnier than any live sketch
that
in
was
this
an okay
episode.
sketch. It was only an okay sketch.
That was not funnier than the American Doll sketch. The American
Woody Harrelson's monologue is funnier than any sketch.
The American Doll.
Just because he finally said the things that you've been thinking for a while.
And riding on bathroom stalls around town.
Oh, hey, you know what? Don't get shots.
Jesus Christ. What's next?
Mama's Funeral, written by Gary Richardson, Ben Silva, and Asha Ward. A funeral service planned by a woman's lover, played by Travis Kelce, goes off the rails. It also features Kenan Thompson, Ego Nwodim, Punky Johnson, Sarah Sherman, and Devin Walker. This wasn't a great sketch.
Yeah, what's Travis Kelce even doing here? Is he doing a Southern accent? Is he trying to put on a vaguely black voice? I don't know what he's doing. But it was bad.
The sketch wasn't good though either. Like you could have put Michael B. Jordan in there, Pedro Pascal in there. It wasn't a good sketch.
But at least you would have had like someone good as the host then. No, I will say the one thing I thought was funny in this is I thought Ego Nwodim did a good job of doing.
I was gonna say I didn't have a problem with this sketch. I really didn't because of Ego Nwodim. I kept waiting for the next thing they were gonna do, and it did escalate. They kept doing crazier and crazier shit. I found that really funny, and then I also really liked the cast reaction over and over again. They were looking at each other, and it was. Punky Johnson was getting into it, and what's the Devin Walker?
Mm-hmm. Devin Walker, yeah.
So he still is on shaky ground. He still hasn't found his footing. He's still very stilted when he's in the American Girl doll sketch, which again they didn't really even know how to end that one. That was
that was the weakest part of that sketch.
But he comes over and he's staring at the cue cards and very stilted. Like Travis Kelce performed his lines better in that sketch than Devin Walker did. He did. It was not great. But this sketch, I really did think that the three of them on the base of the bench, watching, were funny, and I thought that it's probably they're writing these things in, like the stuff that Travis Kelce obviously would never say, a lot of black culture things, and it was and Ego Nwodim being the puppet basically. I thought it was fine. It wasn't the best sketch I've ever seen, of course, but the physical comedy part of it was unique. It was something new. I hadn't seen that done before.
All right, so Ben loves the funeral sketch, one of the best of the year.
You are saucy tonight because we don't agree with you, and I don't like that. The jealousy doesn't look good on you. All right?
It's not really jealousy. It's frustration with your taste in comedy at this point.
All right.
I thought like we had a good thing going here, and now I'm questioning this whole dynamic.
I just want you to give Travis Kelce a little grace.
No.
All right, moving on. Straight Male Friend. I don't know how you didn't laugh at this. This was funny. Written by Shooter Seidel, Bowen Yang, with an assist from Alex English. An ad depicts a low-effort friendship that requires no emotional commitment, financial investment, or drama. With Travis Kelce, Bowen Yang, Heidi Gardner, and Chloe Feynman. I admit, Travis Kelce didn't have to do much in this sketch because that's the sketch.
And that's why this was
the sketch.
And that's why this was the second best sketch of the night. This one was the one that I liked because again, pre-recorded, he's able to do multiple takes. He's really just playing a version of himself.
How do you know that? How do you know he's playing a version of himself?
I've seen him talk at football games. I've seen him
don't
interview.
watch football.
Hey, this is how Travis Kelce talks all the time. I came out here to host Saturday Night Live, and I'm really having a great time. My mom's here. I just had a bag of Cheez-Its backstage, and they were salty and cheesy and good. Travis Kelce.
I hope Travis Kelce beats your ass.
I would love. You know what? Travis Kelce, come find me.
Oh my God.
My address is.
Ben, what did you think of this one?
No, I really liked it. I think the premise is better than the sketch.
Yeah.
I think they could have done a little more with it, but for what it was, I mean, it's a very easy sketch to
Did
do.
you guys recognize the set, by the way?
No. What?
Not what?
They reused the Wing Pit sketch.
Wing Pit.
Yeah,
that's funny.
they even have Wing Pit in the back.
Nice.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
That's great.
And one thing I actually appreciated about this is that how subdued Bowen Yang's performance was. Like he really leaned into like somebody who was doing like one of these like medical commercials, just talking calmly to the camera.
He was great, and I do like him talking about the differences between having straight white women friends and straight white or straight male friends. That was really, really funny, going off the rails with the drama stuff, and them like getting in the background. She's getting up and storming off. There's little sight gags like that were fun. But I really, he's like, yeah, man, sorry I was such a pussy about my dad.
Yeah, because we know guys like that.
Yeah, and then like feel the need to be. I mean, I really have had conversations like that with grown men. It was fine. It was really, really fine.
All right, moving on to a sketch that probably didn't work as well as they wanted to because some of the physical things didn't work out. Abby the Ex-Girlfriend, written by Jimmy Fowley, Allison Gates, and Kiara O'Sullivan. Is that right?
Yeah. You're the one who made this discovery. I don't know,
but I forget
this.
It's Julie. Her name is Julie.
Abby the Ex-Girlfriend, written by Jimmy Fowley, Allison Gates, and Kiara O'Sullivan. A woman named Abby, played by Heidi Gardner, which I feel like every Heidi Gardner character is an Abby, runs into her ex-boyfriend, played by Travis Kelce, and his fiance, played by Chloe Fineman. Travis's brother Jason Kelce, the Philadelphia Eagles of the National Football League, makes a cameo.
The walk was from dinner to the movie.
Yeah. So this sketch actually was first. It was cut from the Jack Harlow episode, and so they've been sitting on it for a while, and they brought it back. And honestly, it worked perfectly. I think in that you added Jason Kelce, who was, I think, the best part of the sketch.
Yeah.
That humor there was great.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of meta stuff too, which is great. Like I beat him up because I totally could.
Yep.
Like he's talking to his brother right there rather than being the character, and that is hilarious.
Oh,
like,
his brother.
The physical stuff. Obviously, Travis Kelce was supposed to cry tears. It did not work.
I'm not sure that he was he though, because I'm not sure if he was.
I think he was.
Part of me was just thinking that they just did that as like he was about to, but they weren't going to have him sit with the mechanics the entire sketch.
And they didn't cut quick enough.
Yeah, I think that's what it
not
was.
his fault, by the way, Brad.
No, it's not. But I don't think that they were going to have him do actual tears.
Blaming him for
I think it was meant to be like end quicker than that.
Did you guys like the physical part of that? Because we've seen other physical comedy stuff like that, and
if it would have worked better,
it's worked pretty well this season. But I thought this was the weakest part of that.
Sure.
But I think Heidi Gardner's performance made it work still, just because she was so frantic and chaotic about it, and the way like it was squirting out was so dramatic, and like
she tried to drink it.
Yeah,
at a certain point, which
clearly,
I lost my shit at that. By the way, I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch?
And I also don't even know how she did it, because it clearly did get in her eyes. I don't know how you keep doing the performance when it's in the
So was it connected to her thumbs?
No, not at all. I'm willing to bet that it was some kind of thing where like they had something on the side of her eyes, and it was a mechanism that would like pump it through.
And they covered it with a wig.
Yeah.
So I did see the plastic hose behind her.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? I didn't see that.
As she walked into the scene, she walked slowly enough, and there's literally a cord, like a plastic hose, like an aquarium cord behind her. And I'm going. My first thought was, oh, this is going to be a puke sketch, because usually when you see that, they're going to start throwing up, and I was getting ready for that.
Or a super bloody sketch.
Yeah, but that was. I mean, Heidi Gardner's performance in this did save it.
It was like a fucking robot in the sketch.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst sketch of the night for sure. It was okay.
Yeah,
the reveal that it was one date.
Yeah,
in 2019,
there were some really good lines in there.
But again, this was a time too where I felt like Travis Kelce's delivery totally ruined some of the jokes, because the way he said things, he oftentimes didn't deliver lines with the proper inflection or something like the way he read them was like he was reading a children's book for the first time, and it really frustrated me because it took the wind out of the sails of a lot of punchlines.
They tried to do a good job of keeping him. He didn't have a lot to say, which is not his strong sport. Right? He's not an actor.
Talking.
So, no, just inflection and
unless he's yelling
delivery.
Or saying more.
You're never.
They should have just had him play Cookie Monster in every sketch. I think his brother's sweater looked like Cookie Monster at one point.
It did. It was awesome.
It's a very fuzzy sweater.
Also, Jason Kelce got to kiss Heidi Gardner.
Are you a little jealous? Were you a little?
Oh man, I saw that and I was like, wow, I'm gonna start playing football.
Yeah, you should. It's time. You're only 42.
41.
41.
Spring chicken.
You're only 44.
Hey,
41.
Tom Brady was still playing for another 10 years.
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. This is the time of the podcast of the 10 to 1 where we get out our Bradometer and ask whether or not we think Brad liked the weekend update.
It was fine.
As we talk a little bit, Brad's got a Bradometer where he likes or doesn't like, and it's usually the metric on this is whether or not the hosts, Michael Che and Colin Jost, had enough physical and emotional connection during the weekend update bits. So what did you think you think
even
the
though
pedometer is
Brad
high
was
or low?
very much just ruining the bit,
as he does
in this episode, because he's clearly just very
He's mad. He's mad.
I will say that the fact that Travis Kelce's hosting the show means that we're at an all-time low, because no matter what, it's going to be bad.
Travis Kelce wasn't even in Weekend Update.
Oh, not at all. But that doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't bratter. Okay, 20. So all-time low for the season.
I'll say 40. And he's super wrong, because it was a good Weekend Update. Go, Brad.
You guys are way off. It's definitely in like the mid 70s, because despite the fact that Travis Kelce ruined Saturday Night Live for me this weekend,
and possibly forever.
Weekend Update was actually still pretty good.
Brad's literally online going, "Bring back Woody Harrelson."
There wasn't nearly as much of the interaction with Jost and Che as there was last weekend, which was phenomenal. But they did have another bit that felt like Che giving Jost a joke that was like intentionally, fitting into the fictional racist character that they've played for Jost, which was fun. But yeah, Weekend Update overall was solid, and it did benefit from not having Travis Kelce in it.
All right, let's get into some bits here. Weekend Update. The first bit was Dilbert on Scott Adams' racist rant, written by Michael Longfellow, Gary Richardson, and Will Steven. Dilbert, played by Michael Longfellow, stops Weekend Update to discuss Dilbert's cartoon creator Scott Adams's racist rant. Kudos to the costumer. Did a great job of, again.
My hair is skin.
The makeup on the head was
holy shit,
terrifyingly good.
But,
too good.
I didn't think this was that funny.
No, it was dry, and it was okay. I felt like it would have been better, but I also just don't know what else you do except make some references to Dilbert comics and also take down Scott Adams in this.
Dilbert is predicated on stupid office humor, right?
Yeah,
and honestly, very, very pedantic, boring Office Space level office humor.
You needed to do that better.
Not even Office Space. That's insulting to Office Space. Yeah, Office Space is hilarious.
No, it's like it's
sorry, I meant like the monotony of like it's like Dilbert is like the one scene with Bill Lombard saying, "Okay, we're gonna need the TPS report." That but it's forever. That's all Dilbert is.
Yeah, I do get what you're saying, and in a way that is accurate. But I think that Dilbert is somehow even more.
It's 4:30 on Friday. I just got called into a meeting.
Yeah. Oh boy. I bet we're gonna get another memo.
This could have been an email.
Yeah. So like I felt like they needed to do that better though. Like they needed to make those a little more painful.
I have never actually heard a joke fall so flat as for his first attempt at a joke, which was and the punchline was a memo.
Yep,
and it was their attempt at like, oh, this is Dilbert humor.
Yeah.
The audience didn't even know what to do.
And that's what I'm saying.
It completely fell off.
That's really hard when you're going with bad humor as the humor.
Exactly.
It's hard to do. Yeah. And that's what I felt like they didn't get it.
Well, that's a big part of what made this whole episode really bad. It was just like leading with bad humor from Travis Kelce.
Oh my God. I think that
I'm going to rank this as my favorite episode of the year just to piss
Go
him
ahead. Ruin your reputation, sir.
Not a writer on a comedy writer whatsoever. My only feedback on something like this could be that Michael Longfellow is so good at leaning into something not working that they could have escalated it in that way, where it's like, huh? Because it's an email, get it? Like that's what I was looking for.
Because it felt, again, as we're idiots talking about this, but it felt a little bit like it didn't know what to do if it wanted to make fun of the Dilbert character and the glasses and I can't see anyway kind of thing. Because that's not a joke from what I understand Dilbert would say.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so you pivoted to
kind of pick a lane here.
You pivoted to let's make fun of the character, which is fine. That's a fine lane to go in. But then you went back to making terrible jokes as Dilbert does.
Yeah, it didn't really know what it wanted to do.
It seemed confusing to me.
But I will again say that the costumer, whoever they need a raise. That was
amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah. And it wasn't the worst, right? But it just wasn't as good as I thought it should have been. All right, Weekend Update. Something I did love. Punky Johnson and Mikey Day on their 2023 Oscar predictions. Punky Johnson and Mikey Day stopped by Weekend Update to discuss their predictions for the 2023 Oscars. You know, we talked about this before. I think we all appreciate Punky Johnson, but we don't think she's found her lane perfectly yet. She's done some good sketches, but never really been the featured part of this. What I loved about this is this was two friends coming to the Weekend Update desk, almost like they did in the 90s a little bit, having fun.
Yeah, for sure.
And I loved every second of it.
I love to think about this as they were absolutely writing together to do something.
Absolutely,
and this organically happened. Like, you know what? Fuck it. Why don't we just do that?
Yeah.
Oh, I love. I
absolutely
hope
think
that's what happened. You know,
I think this is probably what she does in real life. We can make something of this, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of this, Brad?
No, this was a lot of fun. There was just a lot of natural humor that came up for the way Mikey Day was talking about it. Is like he's like, no, you need to understand. This is all very real.
And
what's
I
the
thought
word? Incredulity. Like he was incredulous about it. Like you guys have to understand how weird it is that she herself is a celebrity and is very famous.
And I thought Punky Jensen was the best she's been in almost anything she's done so far.
It was
she was
really
so
good.
funny.
Really,
she was
really
charming.
funny.
It was great.
And I want to play that. I played that game. I was playing the game.
Well, we have another podcast on Go Flix Yourself. I texted you guys that one of your own former hosts, right, was very much similar to that, right?
Yes.
Former guest.
Former guest was very similar to that.
Yeah, the late Joe Starkey was very much clueless when it came to identifying people and movies. And he made a game out of it where he would describe in his own Joe Starkey way.
Not joking either, right? This is exactly what
it's the guy Aaron Longhart. It kind of looks like, and he was in I think he was in an AT&T commercial, and it's like Aaron Eckhart from Batman. No, what are you doing? I love that so much, and Punky was hilarious.
Yeah. It was a good bit.
All right, so we had 3 weekend update bits. I don't think we had 3 for a little while. So the final one, Sarah's News, birthday edition, written by Dan Bulla, Martin Herlihy, John Higgins, Ben Marshall, and Sarah Sherman. Sarah Sherman stops by Weekend Update to celebrate her birthday by taking over and giving her version of the news. This was actually previously cut from the Woody Harrelson episode last week. So they had been working on this, and I don't know what their decisions are, if it's just time or if they sometimes watch a sketch or a bit where they say, I think we can punch that up a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I love it. I thought it was great. It was hilarious. Her relationship with Colin Jost and their comedic kind of timing there is always great.
My family watches this show.
She didn't lean to this just in, which is a bit I love.
Right.
You could have done it and I'd still been happy. She did it like once, right? Or maybe twice. But she kept it other things.
They're finding ways to keep this fresh.
And it was
relevant.
great.
I really liked it still.
What do you think?
It wasn't as good as the previous installments, but it was still very funny just because it's Sarah Sherman as herself, doing this great bit that she's created. I
don't tug on my pant leg with your bare feet, Colin.
Yeah,
it's such a weirdly specific thing, and then to follow it up with like, shoes don't have toenails. Like what?
What I love about that type of stuff too is, again, obviously a bit pre-planned, but there was nothing Colin Jost could do at that moment to show people that wasn't him.
Yeah,
and those are the best types of things, I think, is where it's like he gets red because you can't prove to them you're not, right?
Yeah. I really enjoy when they do this. It's not overstaying its welcome for me so far. If they want to do it, 3 times a year or whatever, I'm here for it. It's great.
All right, then after Weekend Update, a photograph of John Head, one of the original editors of SNL, is shown in silence. I think he was an editor for about 10 years. As we talked about in previous episodes, there's just a lot of old guys, staffers, that are getting old and they're passing and passing it on to a newer generation. Obviously, John Head wasn't still working for SNL at the time, but it's just, I think, symptomatic of handing the baton on to a new generation.
Absolutely.
For SNL. All right. Family Meeting, written by Dan Bulla. 2 parents, played by Ego Nwodim and James Austin Johnson, host a family meeting with their children, played by Devin Walker, Chloe Feynman, Marcelo Hernandez. I'd love to get a DNA test on that to share some important news. It also features Brad's favorite, Travis Kelce. Family Meeting sketch previously cut from a Pedro Pascal episode. What'd you think?
That's probably maybe why Hernandez was in it in the first place. Do you think they had to rewrite that part?
I don't know.
I mean, they called attention to it at the end, which I actually thought was a funny way.
It was really good. We did it sideways.
Because I thought the same thing. I was like, how are they going to explain that?
I honestly thought they were going to do an adoption thing, for all 3 of them or whatever. Yeah. I didn't know where this was going at first.
Oh, well, I got a spoiler alert for you. It went nowhere.
Oh, I thought it was fine.
Oh, it was good.
I thought James Austin Johnson does a great Michael McDonald.
James Austin Johnson was my favorite part of this sketch.
And watching
Ego Nwodim was fine too. There was nothing wrong with her performance.
No, she was okay. I just didn't really like this sketch overall
because Travis Kelce is in it.
I mean, he did ruin it. But there was a weird part in the sketch where it felt like they were doing a sketch from like 1995. Where they did reaction shots to each of the kids for no real reason.
Yeah.
There was nothing happening where they needed each of those
decisions in the sketch.
They didn't need each of those reaction shots.
It did feel a little dated to me. Early 2000s, late 90s. They did a lot of family sketches like this, where the parents talked to the kids about something.
But this was a sketch
Will
too.
Ferrell was in a lot of them. These kind of things.
Yeah.
And it just that did seem a little bit older there, but the song made me laugh. I thought the song was funny.
The song was amusing, but like I was so frustrated by like the way Travis Kelce was delivering his lines and the way he's sitting there in the chair and he just like it's almost like he was very enthusiastic. That's the best compliment I can get him because
it's the only compliment you gave him.
Absolutely, because he did have like a positive energy going into it, but like it just didn't do anything to like make him funnier.
I will tell you when he took his verse of the song and he spells his last name, but then he doesn't spell the entire last name. He spells like the first 7 letters and then says ski.
Yeah.
And it made me laugh. And then the kids coming over the top, like, that's not why we're confused. Like, I really did laugh hard at that.
I thought it was, as my kids would say, mid, but still not bad.
Low mid.
No cap?
No cap.
As the kids say.
Keeping it 100.
Go make a meme.
Now, you guys have been in relationships for a while, but I've been married for freaking ever.
Wow.
18, she does not listen.
No, she doesn't listen. 18 years, I think. So, have you guys ever used Hinge before?
I didn't even know what that was.
No, Hinge came like just after I was done with dating apps.
Did you use Bumble?
No.
Okay. I used Mesh.com.
You used eHarmony, right?
No, I used Backpage.com.
Wow. That's how you met Brittany?
No. That's how I met the hookers.
Before Brittany.
All right,
Jesus
so
Christ.
Garrett from Hinge, written by Jimmy Fowley, Martin Hurley, John Higgins, Ben Marshall, and Bowen Yang. Kudos to the Please Don't Destroy guys. They're just writing so much, and they're I think also working on a film right now. So these guys, I think they got a future, guys.
Listen, I know that everybody is going to shit on this sketch, but I really think that I could watch Bowen Yang take this character and do so much anything, and I would laugh when he walks in the mirror. He's like, "You don't kill these people."
Yeah,
I found this very funny. There's a lot wrong with it, but I was laughing a lot. And when she was like, "Will you please not stand like the character on your shirt?" and there was enough here that it made me laugh. It was weird enough that I laughed at it.
You didn't laugh.
I laughed at Bowen Yang here and there, but this was another one where.
Let me guess. Travis Kelce ruined it.
He did. He really did. He was awful in the sketch. This was one of his worst, just offenses of the entire
night. So there were
night.
sketches where he was better. Because you didn't talk about those.
No, I did. The 2 pre-recorded sketches, he was very funny in.
See, I don't even remember what he did in this. He wasn't a part of it, really. He was just like there, and this is a Bowen Yang and Heidi Gardner sketch.
But he flubbed like 2 or 3 of his lines. One of them he said in the most unnatural, inhuman way I've ever heard anybody say any line of dialogue ever.
What was it?
I don't even remember what it was, but
it doesn't matter.
It did because it was meant to be something that was like a punchline, and it just was like, what are you doing, guy? Like seriously.
Well, he's playing football.
Bowen Yang was very funny in this, and I wish that the premise of this sketch wasn't wasted on somebody like Travis Kelce. There's like 3
Travis
sketches.
Kelce didn't ruin this sketch. The sketch, in my opinion, had some funny parts to it, but it needed punched up still. There was too much to this sketch.
Work to be done for sure.
You could put somebody else in Travis Kelce's position, it still wasn't going to be a great sketch.
Yeah, in its current form, I absolutely agree. I don't think Travis Kelce helped it, though.
That's fine.
Fine.
I'm not sure there is any helping Travis Kelce at this point.
You need to stop your hate.
It should take away his Super Bowl ring.
Right. He still have another one.
Take them both.
He's won twice.
Right. He got in trouble in high school, and he has still 2.
He smoked the marijuana, and he was dumb in school. He admitted it, and he still got 2 Super Bowl rings.
It sounds pretty dumb now.
Oh my God!
All right, moving on. Too Hot to Handle, written by Rosebud Baker, Chloe Fineman, Jake Norblin, and Kiara O'Sullivan. Contestants: Travis Kelce, Egon Odom, Chloe Fineman, Bowen Yang, James Austin Johnson, Sarah Sherman, and Devin Walker of a popular dating show Can't Stop Breaking the Rules, with Punky Johnson as the announcer and Heidi Gardner as the voice of the host. This didn't work for me.
No.
It wasn't good.
This is one of those things where Kenan Thompson needs to be the bartender and Kate McKinnon needs to be the barfly.
That's exactly
what I thought.
Yep. Yeah.
Kate McKinnon needs to be in this sketch.
Yeah, Chloe Fineman was doing a poor man's version of the Kate McKinnon Last Call
and
character.
It was terrible.
Yeah,
and
this is the one where
Travis Kelce had nothing to do with this. It was just bad all around.
No, he did though still because
Oh God! I tried to give you a little bit. Just leave him alone for 1 minute.
Everything comes back to Travis Kelce.
You know what? He didn't even try to put on a voice. He tried to do an accent.
No, but I know, but that's the problem. Is
he was standing on the side of the sketch, not even in the sketch, and you're still getting mad at him.
And it wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was sitting right there on the couch.
I know, but I'm just saying.
It was they gave him a bad British accent to do, and it wasn't even funny watching him do it poorly.
Everybody did it.
No, but that's the thing.
Nobody had a good British accent,
but everyone else's accent at least sounded like somewhat convincing, like a trashy British accent.
But you wanted him to try one, and he did. Now you're shitting all over him.
He didn't do well at failing even. He was this bad the entire evening. I could not stand watching Travis Kelce struggle to walk and talk. How a man who can play professional football cannot read and walk at the same time is confounding to me.
Well, maybe he was nervous.
Maybe he's a piece of shit.
Oh my God!
You really hate.
I don't like when someone ruins Saturday Night Live for me. I
know, but you let him ruin Saturday Night Live because he didn't.
I didn't let him because I didn't ask him to host the fucking show.
No, but like I said, I had a good time this time.
No one
was
came
better
to
than
me.
Woody Harrelson.
It was.
No one
Quite
came to me and said, "Brad, do you mind if Travis Kelce hosts?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's give him a shot." No, fuck that. I don't even want to see athletes host SNL.
Here's the thing:
anymore.
is
you bring
were
an
not
athlete to the table at SNL, I kick you in the nuts.
Selective outrage, right? Selective outrage.
No,
because you were not mad at Woody Harrelson last week.
I was.
You did not. You did not share.
You were not.
He was terrible. He was terrible the whole
awful,
episode.
And the vitriol
episode.
But the vitriol.
But he's still an actor.
Yeah, exactly.
And he did crappy.
He should have so much more rage pointed at him because he's a fucking pro. That would be like if Travis Kelce tried to play football and was fucking terrible at it.
I wish
Woody
he was
a fucking actor, and he shit the bed so hard, and you're yelling at this football player who's not supposed to be
Woody
a good
Harrelson
actor.
has an excuse though. He's high.
Bull.
Travis
Kelce maybe as well.
We'll never know because his personality doesn't seem to change.
I will tell you right now that you should be so much more mad at Woody Harrelson because he failed at the thing he's supposed to do for a living.
But I can't be mad at Woody.
Him do good things before.
I'm not going to be mad at Woody Harrelson about that because
you're afraid you might have to interview him one day for Slash Film.
No,
you don't want him to listen.
Yeah,
to
and you'll never have to talk to Travis Kelce, and I might. Okay,
I might.
I might have to.
He
talk
might
to
be
him.
our friend one day.
Yeah,
you don't know.
You know what?
Do me a favor.
Podcast,
you know what? Go talk to Travis Kelce.
I would love.
And ask him what the fuck were you doing?
I think that you're just upset over a lot of stuff, and it doesn't really have to do with it.
I think
you
there's
okay,
some
buddy?
layers of the onion we need to peel back.
Did you get bullied by a football player?
What's going on, buddy? Hey.
Travis Kelce.
Touch. Let's just move on. All right, that was a bad sketch. That was the last one of the night.
All right, yeah, Cut for Time sketch. NFL Gives Back, written by Mike DeCenzo, Heidi Gardner, Jake Nordwin. And this Cut for Time sketch, an advertisement shows how the NFL gives back to the community. What'd you guys think of this?
Why was
should
this
have been in the show. This was so good.
You could have played this sketch 5 times.
Okay, calm down.
And it would have been better than any of the
get
live sketches.
We get it. You're really beating a dead Kelce here.
I wish I was.
This sketch really could have easily replaced a lot of things, and I really wish they would have included it because this is exactly what you should do when an athlete hosts. You
or
lean
a
in,
non-actor.
You
right?
lean into
Kim
what they are
Kardashian,
good at, and
kind of
he's a
things.
big guy, so let's do that. Plus, they grabbed the center from the team as well. He was hilarious, and him picking Agnew up over and over upon her request is one of the funniest things I've seen this season.
Yep.
Like, do it again.
Yeah, no, that was a great bit of
Amazing.
physical comedy. And again, Jason Kelce shows up his brother because I thought Jason Kelce was very funny and
Justin
charismatic.
Kelce?
Justin
Kelce.
Jason Kelce was very funny in this sketch. I felt like he had a better, more natural delivery, and I would have liked to have seen him host the show instead. I really would have, because there wasn't an air about him where like it felt like he didn't know necessarily how to be in front of the camera.
Yeah, he's like 36 and like an old man. That's probably why you like him. But he's pretty.
I do have an affinity for 36-year-old men.
He also
beards.
doesn't look
with big
like
beards.
No, but
you've said this multiple times.
He doesn't look the part though. Jason Kelce doesn't look like a bro.
He looks like a bro.
He looks like just a big dude with a big beard.
They both look like lumberjacks.
But Travis Kelce looks like an absolute
bro,
Adonis bro.
But he talks like
His
one too.
brother-
That's the more concerning part.
He's kind of a Rob Gronkowski.
Absolutely,
right?
100%.
But at least Rob Gronkowski has like a natural charm about him. There's nothing charming about Travis Kelce to me.
I don't know what happened.
I think it's because Gronk seems.
I don't see them indifferently.
I think it's because Gronk feels like he's a bit of a dummy, and so like there's a bit of like oh, like that kind of.
He is a bit of a dummy.
Yeah,
but I think Travis Kelce is as well, and he admitted it. Right? He barely passed high school.
Sure, but like most football players.
His brother was like
This is an enigma over here. I don't know what we're doing anymore.
There's no point in
I don't
arguing.
get it.
Travis Kelce doesn't even know what enigma means. No, but yeah, no, this guy, I don't even know why this didn't make it into the show. I don't know if it was a thing where like we'll have too many pre-recorded sketches.
I think that's what it was.
But because like especially after the success they had with Peyton Manning's United Way commercial, why wouldn't you do something like this again? There's so
no way
funny.
There's no way this tested poorly or didn't get a reaction at the dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
Would you have taken out? Would you have flipped it with any of the pre-records?
I think you could have lost the male single male friend.
See, but that's
sketch.
a really good one too. Like that.
It was one of the sketches that I really enjoyed. But this to me was funnier, and I think it made better use of Travis Kelce as a quote unquote actor.
I mean, this could have the Love Island thing could have gone the
too hot to handle. Let's not insult Love Island. Love Island's a classy program.
The problem is,
God.
like I said, I think the issue is not that.
It would have
I think it had to replace a pre-tape because they try to only do like 2 of them, right? An episode.
Okay, but you can do
plus one. Please Don't Destroy.
You can do 3 one time, especially if this
maybe
is
if Please Don't Destroy had theirs in. If they weren't there that week, maybe you could have put another one in. But it was really funny.
I think if the commercial was shorter, they could have done it.
People listening, you probably don't. If you watch the show, you might not check out the Cut for Time stuff. Find it on YouTube. This is especially one you're going to want to see.
Absolutely. And then look us up, the 10 to 1 podcast on YouTube as well. We're on there.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to, we'll go with Sketch of the Night. Ben, let's start with you.
I'm going with American Girl Doll. I really thought it was a well-done sketch all the way through, except for the ending, which they don't know how to end things anyway. Honestly, when he took his huge man hands and turned the dolls' heads and started waving, I was really laughing hard, and it made me laugh organically. So that's my favorite one.
All right. Brad, what do you think?
Please Don't Destroy was the best sketch of the night.
Do you want to unpack that or no?
No.
You're just so mad.
Travis Kelce was in that. I'm surprised you picked that one.
Seriously.
He worked better in that because they were able to give him some direction.
My son said it felt like Napoleon Dynamite a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I would probably do American Girl Doll as well. I thought that was funny. It was a concept that I thought I hadn't seen this season yet, and so I really liked it. All right, MVP of the night. What do you guys say?
You want to go first?
Yeah, we'll go with Brad.
Yeah, Travis Kelce, I think.
You really came around. You really convinced you.
Initially, I wasn't a big fan of him, but ever since I heard you talk about him, I was like, you know what? We should probably give him a chance. And,
I've never known Brad Oman to change his opinion on anything, so no, I know that's not true.
No, I have changed my opinion on some things. Like one time, I didn't like pickles, and now I'm okay with them. No, I think Heidi Gardner, I think deserved it. She had a lot of fun, even in the sketches that didn't work very well. She did a great mix of different kinds of comedy. She did some physical stuff. She did some character work, and I think she was the clear MVP of
that. That was my pick as well. What was yours?
I'm going with Bowen Yang. Okay. I really liked him in the single male friend commercial or whatever that was. I liked him as the Stuart Griffin weirdo. I really liked that character, even though it
was something different for him.
It's,
right?
Yeah, it's a rough sketch, but a rough draft, I should say. But there is something there, and again, I don't mind him as Brian Kilmeade. I think that it could be pretty funny. And yes, overall, I think that he when he was in the show, it was very funny.
All right. Who is on the episode next week, completing our trifecta of episodes?
Next week,
Jason Kelce.
Yeah, Jason Kelce's coming.
Jason Kelce's beard, only the beard.
Yeah.
And they're going to have Jason come in and just kick Travis right in the nuts.
And then Brad will applaud.
Split the uprights, and SNL, we can be done with the show. It's great.
Who's hosting, Brad?
Wednesday star Jenna Ortega, who can also be seen in the upcoming Scream 6 or Scream VI, which is hitting theaters this week. You can check that out on the big screen.
Is anybody calling it Scream VI?
Yeah, lots of people are actually. The Scream fans are really sticklers about reading Roman numerals out like that. It's mostly because they haven't had Roman numerals before, so they're really milking it.
Gotcha.
No, I think I'm the only one that's seen Wednesday here, right?
I actually just started watching. I've seen 2 episodes now.
Oh, you talk so much crap about it on our other podcast.
My mom heard that it was pretty good from some of her school friends, and so she wanted to watch it. So I was like, all right, yeah, let's give it a shot. It's okay. I
think it's fun.
It is honestly exactly what I thought so far. It feels like a macabre version of Harry Potter. Like that's really what it is, and it's fine. There's some cool creatures.
It sounds good as Stranger Things, but it fits that kind of essence a little bit.
Yeah, I do. The thing I like the most about it is the stuff that I like from Addams Family, which is like the dark, dry, macabre humor, and I love the way that's sprinkled throughout. I feel like they're trying a little too hard to make it this Stranger Things-esque monster mystery, but I think
it gets better actually as the season goes. I think it ended very well,
yeah.
And I'm excited about the second season.
Right.
And
it's pronounced macrame.
So, are you guys excited about this episode next week or no?
I'm keeping the bar kind of low because we just had Audrey Plaza on.
That's when
who's that?
Oh,
Aubrey.
Is it Aubrey?
Yeah.
Aubrey Plaza. Jesus. Aubrey, Please Don't Destroy was on the show. I think that these are very similar actresses.
And our issue with Aubrey Plaza was we felt like she didn't come out of her kind of sarcastic
she's a professional
bit.
Actress that couldn't act. She was just herself
struggled a little bit.
Yeah.
So I need
Jenna Ortega doesn't have the same issue. I've heard her in interviews and stuff like that. She doesn't have the same kind of like natural delivery where it sounds like she's being sarcastic unintentionally. But Jenna Ortega can have the same presence that Aubrey Plaza has, but it's clear that it's more of a performance than it is her natural state.
Hopefully,
that's my fear is she's still fairly young.
Yeah.
She's at the top of the game right now. I mean, she's doing really well. Lots of projects that are coming out. Wednesday is, I think, the #1 streaming thing on Netflix, other than Stranger Things season 4. And so she's very popular, right? My fear though is that she's not going to be herself on the show, like herself to do the sketches, because again, you have to have fun with it. You have to go all out. You have to.
One of the youngest people that did the best was Miley Cyrus.
Yeah,
because she just leaned into like, this is who I am.
Well, she's got such a flamboyant personality.
Well, that's the thing.
Anyway.
It's at a young age she was able to do that. This Jenna Ortega, I'm sure, is just still kind of finding her way.
Talented.
I watched her. Did you watch her Hot Ones?
No, I didn't.
I watched her Hot Ones, and she has a very natural likability about her. She's not always
she's not Wednesday Addams.
Yeah, she's definitely not Wednesday Addams.
I'm sure they're going to do something though about Wednesday Addams.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, you would hope so.
Yeah,
it'll be her and Chloe Fineman as Thursday. Cool.
Probably.
I'm not joking. That's exactly what they're going to do.
And I'll watch it. All right. Well, find us online. You can go to the10to1.com, and all of the episodes, past episodes, are there. You can also find our social media sites on there as well. Brad, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Ethan_Anderton. You can find me on Slashfilm, where I post my new reviews of Saturday Night Live on Sunday mornings.
Don't read this one.
This one was just a bunch of pictures of Brad's middle finger.
I hate Travis Kelce over and over again.
Jack,
a picture
all working, no
him
play.
writing it in blood.
I think you'll find the reviews actually nicer. It's still very much
so not organic. You just had to fake it.
It's just because when you're writing, you have to you have to hone it. You have to edit it.
You can't just go, oh, Travis Kelce.
Yeah, or I could have just typed just fuck you like really long with a lot of O's and U's.
TK.
Well, we're really sorry, Travis. We know you're a listener of the podcast, and you can feel free to just.
I'm proud of you, man.
You did your best out there.
You did your best, and it wasn't the worst episode. It was better than Woody Harrelson, who's done it 5 times.
I didn't expect you to be a proficient actor like I expected Woody Harrelson to be a proficient actor, because that's not your trade, buddy.
Hey, you know what? You hit a low bar. Congratulations, buddy. Thanks a lot.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to the episode again. You can find us on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, and then go to the10to1.com. Leave a rating. We'd love to hear from you. Again, participate in the conversations online.
Especially if you disagree with Brad.
Yeah. You give us 5 stars, but say Brad is wrong about most things. Yep. 5 stars. That's my favorite type of review.
Yep, mine too.
So, all right.
I love it. Yeah, please. Yeah, just send it directly to any of us.
Thanks for listening. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Bye-bye.